The House is resumed. In accordance with leave granted, the House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1 in the name of the Honourable Phil Heatley.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, what reports has he received on the economy and especially on further signs of economic momentum in the regions and among manufacturers?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, I have received a number of positive reports providing strong evidence of good momentum in the economy and of improving confidence. This is happening right across New Zealand, but particularly in the regions, and as it turns out, especially in manufacturing. New Zealand's healthy economic momentum is being recognised by respected international organisations such as the OECD, which forecasts that New Zealand will be among the strongest developed economies in the world next year, with 3.6% growth. The government is supporting these positive developments through its economic program, and especially through the business growth agenda, which is focusing on creating the conditions for businesses to invest, grow and create new jobs.
Speaker.
Supplementary question, Honourable Phil Heatley.
To the Minister, what recent reports has he received confirming that the manufacturing sector is in good heart following a crisis that the sector was in the mid-2000s?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, I've received the BNZ Business New Zealand Performance of Manufacturing Index for October. The index increased 1.5 points further in October to 55.7. The manufacturing sector has now been expanding for 11 consecutive months, and this particular reading was the highest October reading since 2007. The PMI has actually averaged 56 since the start of 2013, which is very high by world standards. Interestingly, it's not just manufacturing. The Performance of Services Index is also at its highest level of activity since November 2007. The contrast between the PMI now and the PMI in 2008, where it had readings down to 35, show that then the manufacturing sector was truly in a crisis.
Supplementary question, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Honourable Phil Heatley.
To the Minister, has he received any recent reports confirming that regional New Zealand is leading the economic recovery?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, this week I received the ANZ Regional Trends Survey. It reported that 12 of the 14 regions reported a lift in economic activity in the September quarter, led by Taranaki, which has the benefit, of course, of a vibrant oil and gas industry and also a dairy industry. Year-on-year economic growth accelerated in all but one region, and overall growth was the strongest reported since December 2004. It's great to see that Canterbury grew at 6.2% in the past year, which of course was the strongest in New Zealand. The opposition failed at talking down the overall economy, and they failed at taking down the regions as well. In fact, the regions are lifting New Zealand out of the GFC.
Speaker.
Order. Supplementary question, Honourable Phil Heatley.
How is New Zealand's good economic momentum, particularly in the regions and especially in manufacturing, translating into more jobs?
Order. Order. Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, there are good signs the economic momentum is translating into more jobs. For example, the latest household labour force survey showed employment was up 1.2%, or 27,000 people, in the September quarter. There were 53,000 more people in work compared with a year earlier. This is despite previous false declarations by some people that there's been crises in manufacturing and crises in the regions and so on. Mr Speaker, I encourage those groups to declare a crisis some other part of the economy, as there seems to be a direct inverse correlation between those that declare a crisis and a subsequent resurgence in the sector that they are declared to be in crisis.
Question. Order. Question number 2, Dr Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister